Someone wrote in asking about fingered octaves. The difference between fingered octaves and regular octaves is that with regular octaves you're shifting 1 and 4, 1 and 4 up and down the fingerboard to create your octave, or 8 notes apart. With fingered octaves though, you play 1 and 3 for an octave, and then the next one is 2 and 4, and then shift 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. I introduced this very difficult technique to my students that are preparing to learn Wieniawski's Second Concerto. That's where I first learned it, and you need it to do one measure in the first movement. If you're going to learn to play certain virtuosic technique, pieces, you have to learn this technique. It's very difficult. I would recommend just a couple of minutes a day on it if you're getting close to that type of repertoire. If you're still in the earlier stages here, just ignore this. This is not something you would need. Let me demonstrate it for you, hopefully. Okay, so what I did was I was in second position on a 2, and then I reached back with my 1 on the A string. So my 1 would have been back a whole step, C natural, but I pull it back to a B. And then I put my 3 down a whole step above my 2. Then my 2 goes straight across with it, but then pull it back an extra half step. Drop your 4 a whole step pattern away from your 3. Then this is easier, by the way, if you let your thumb come underneath the neck. It makes it easier to reach your 4th finger. Then I shift to what I consider third position. Now, positions get a little funny when your hands spread out like this, but I think of the lower finger as generating the position. Remember, I started in second and then I reached back. So at this point I guess I'm still thinking second, but when I shift up I think go to third. That means 1's over a D. Okay? At this point luckily the intervals get a little closer, because as you go up the neck, they compress. But anyway, I go up to third position. Same thing when you add your 2, you have to pull back, and that's a good exercise. Pull your 2 back like this and then set it down. Okay? You might put it down and then try and match your 4 for intonation. Then the next shift I put my thumb in the neck joint, I think 5th, which is the F natural. Okay, same thing, pull your 2 back a little bit. 4 luckily at this point is getting closer. And then for the final octave, I went 1, 3, 2, 4. The final octave I just do another 2, 4. One other thing that might help you with this is, remember I said to pull your thumb under the neck just a little bit? You can also let your hand lean back just the tiniest bit when you're in lower positions, which helps your 1 reach back. So instead of just pulling it back by itself, I get this little bit of an extension from the hand. The problem with that, of course, is as you go up, you have to then come back to neutral and then go around it. But I still think it's worth it, because in those lower positions, that's a huge stretch. So if this is something that you're getting ready to do, try bringing your thumb under a little bit and your wrist back a little bit in the lower positions. Only practice a couple of minutes a day. You don't want to give yourself a performance-related injury, otherwise, then you can't play at all. So, a couple of minutes a day, give yourself plenty of time to develop it over weeks and weeks and weeks. Okay? Fingered octaves, very challenging. Good luck.